Okay, so a pleasant day, everyone. So before we start, let me go ahead and check your attendance so that we can identify if someone is missing. I just want to make sure if everyone is here, okay? So good morning, Miss Dugang.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, good afternoon. So good afternoon, Miss Intal.
Good afternoon po, sir. Present po.
Okay, so there we go. I am glad that you were here in my class. And to be start, let me introduce you our lesson for today. So our lesson for today, it's all about shortening infinitive. So you will see on our screen, shortening infinitive, and that was our topic for today. But before we proceed, do you have any idea about infinitives? Okay, Christine, I think that you're raising your hand. So can you proceed? What is infinitive? Do you have any idea?
An infinitive clause is often used with the preposition to in front of it.
Okay, so good observation and good idea about that. Okay, hold on for the moment. Let me go ahead and check. So there we go. An infinitive is a verb retaining its basic or root form while being used as an adjective, an adverb, or a noun while being preceded by the word to. So it means you're correct, Christine. Usually, the verb preceding by to is we consider it as an infinitive. So, Miss Intal, from this, can you please give me an example of an infinitive?
From the base verb walk po, its
Okay.
infinitive form is to walk.
Okay, so good. It's that easy, right? So it's just easy as that. So we're just adding the word to the base form of the verb. So just like for example, agree. These verbs are the most common verbs that you might see that there was an infinitive on it. So agree, aim, ask, decline, demand, fall, hesitate, hope, hurry, manage, offer, plan, prepare, refuse, want, and wish. And if we're going to create an infinitive form for these verbs, this might be happen. So there we go. So verbs after the infinitives this is the form now of the infinitive clause: to agree, to aim, to ask, to decline, to demand, to fail, to hesitate, to hope, to hurry, to manage, to offer, to plan, and so on and so forth. So, okay, now let's proceed for our lesson. There you go. So, there we go. In our lesson, shortening infinitive, phrases with infinitives can sometimes be reduced or shorten and to prevent repetition on it. So this helps to a language to be more sound natural. So we are all know but that if something kept saying repetitive or there was a repetition, redundancy, it is not good to the ears of everyone. So that's why this is the function of the infinitive or the shortening infinitive in our sentence. Okay, so in this conversation, I want you to read this. So can you please read this for us? Okay, Miss Ruby, can you please read the sentence or the conversation?
Okay po, sir. Let's see that new DJ tonight. I don't
Mhm.
really want to.
Okay, so there we go. So to the dialogue, can you please tell me, or the first on the first verbatim, can you please tell me or kindly identify the structure of the sentence? Can you please tell me what is the verb and the subject? Yes, Miss Dugang.
Sir, the subject po is the DJ, while
Okay.
the verb is see.
Okay, good analyzation, Miss Dugang. So to the dialogue, this is our verb and our subject. So Now, will you please tell me what is a substitute phrase now for this DJ tonight? What do you think is our substitute infinitive for this? Yes, Miss Ruby.
Sir, we replace the phrase into infinitives to show the shortening method and in order to make it sound natural po.
Okay, very good. So in this role in shortening infinitive, instead of repeating the whole infinitive clause, we're just saying to for that. And it can be used for this sentence, and from that we just like say I don't really want to, instead of saying I don't really want to see the new DJ tonight. So example, you were talking with your friend, let's see the new DJ tonight, and you're just saying no, I don't want to see the new DJ tonight. And it's really awkward to hear for that, because we all know it's a repetitive, so that's why we're using the infinitive to shorten it in a sentence. So that's it. So in this role, infinitive is used for that. So next, there we go. Hold on. Can you please read this for us, verbatim? This verbatim. Can you please read it for us? Yes, Christine.
She was really critical of the new album. It
Mm-hmm.
is difficult not to be. The singing is too awfully.
Okay, so from the conversation, other one said she was really critical of the new album. It's difficult not to be. The singing is too awful. And now, can you please identify, Miss? Anyone? Can you please identify it? So, what is the subject or the verb be, and also the predicate? Can you please identify it for us? Okay, Miss Ruby, can you please identify the sentence?
Yes, sir. The subject
Mm-hmm.
is she, the
Okay.
verb be is was,
Mm-hmm.
and the predicate po is critical.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Miss Ruby. So for our sentence, you are correct that she is the subject. The verb be is was. Remember that. Verb be was. Okay, and our predicate is the critical or describing or the description of the verb, the predicate. So, okay, very good, class. So, I do appreciate your participation. So, here's another rule. If the previous sentence or clause contains the verb be, just like what we mentioned earlier, or the word was, we are using for this. We're going to use the full infinitive. So, what is full infinitive? The full infinitive in the sentence is the word to be. So instead of saying to, we are using full infinitive to be. It's difficult not to be. The singing is too awfully. So this is what happened if you're going to discuss some things or some sentences, if you're going to talk and you use the verb be, which is was or another verb be. Okay, there we go. So now let me discuss this one. For one more examples, he asked me if I wanted to cook tonight, but I preferred not to. So for more understanding, this is the shortening infinitive, preferred not to, instead of saying not to cook tonight. And another one, the packaging isn't recyclable, but it ought to be. So the isn't here is the verb be, and for the rules, we're going to use the full infinitive as a shortening infinitive, which is the word to be. So there you go. Just hold on. So let's proceed for our next rule. So the verb with complements. So what is now we're going to happen in the sentence or in the infinitives if the verb has the complements on it? So let's see. Now let's go with a verb with complements, but let me first define what is a complement. So a complement is a word or group that completes the meaning of a verb. And the verbs with complements. A complement is a word or a word group that completes the meaning of it. So now I will flash an example and let's see how is the structure of the sentence if we have a complemented verb on it. There you go. So here we go. We want to see a band tonight. So we want to see the band tonight. And this sentence structure, we will going to identify we want to see the band tonight with comma as our complement clause. Or this is a clause or a phrase that almost a complete thought. Almost complete thought because it has almost completes an idea of a sentence. But then again, we have to use the complemented verb in order to create the complete thought, which is afford to. So in this sentence, we want to see a bun tonight, but we really can't afford to. So there we go. So I just want to say that if a complemented verb is used in a sentence, such the word advise, afford, be able, choose, decide, accept, expect, to hate, to hope, to love, need, and refer to, there must be use after this. So it means we need to use our infinitive clause. We really can't afford to. Instead of saying, but we really can't afford, we are going to say, we really can't afford to. We don't need to drop the infinitive. So there we go. For more example, I had the piano lessons as a child. So this is almost a complete thought, a complemented clause. And but I don't want to. So instead of saying I don't want to had the piano lessons as a child, it may look sounds repetitive. We were just going to have our infinitive clause, which is want to, or we replace some phrases in infinitive the word to. Excuse me. So there you go. Another is you could bring some snacks along, but you don't need to. So you could bring some snacks along. This is our complement clauses. Oh, they're almost a complete thought. And just like for it, infinitive clause is the need to. So there we go. I hope that it clarifies now. So let me go ahead and proceed for the next topic. There you go. Hold on. So infinitives with want or would like. So these are both modal verbs, which is um, formally used when we are having an infinitive. Just like for example, if we're going to ask some questions, I want to, we're always using the infinitive after the word want. I want to be an engineer. I want to be a doctor. And I would like to have a house. I would like to have a car, just like for that. So it means that the infinitives with want and would like has a complemented verb, or it has also infinitives on it. So let's see how it works in the shortening infinitives. So the two of the infinitive clause is not usually drop after the want or would like. So just like what I said earlier, if we're going to implemented the word want and would like, it has always the word to or the infinitive. There we go. So he asks if I wanted to go. So can anyone tell me what is the infinitive clause used in the sentence? Okay, yes, Christine. I saw that you were raising your hand. Can you tell me what is the infinitive clause here?
Sir, I think the would like to is the infinitive clause.
Oh, okay. Correct. So very good, Miss Dugang. In this type of the sentence, the two of the infinitive clause is would like to. This is our infinitive clause. There we go. So he asked if I wanted to go, a complement clause, and would like to is our infinitive clause. There you go. Thank you so much for that. So Okay, there we go. On our next sentence, if clauses, however, to can be used on its own, or the whole infinitive can be dropped after want or would like. So, Miss Dugang, can you please read it the sentence? Can you please read the sentence too?
You can come with us if you want, or you can come with us if you want to.
Okay, thank you so much. So, that's also what I'm saying. If we have here um, the word if or the if clause, we can or we cannot drop the word want, or it means that you can use want or want to for the sentence if it has an if clause. So there we go. You can come with us if you want to, or if you want. You see, there was an if clause, so that's why you can drop or you don't need to drop the infinitive. It was both acceptable in English grammar. There you go. Thank you so much for that, Miss Dugang. Um, Also, here's another example. So can you please read it, Miss Intal? Yes, Miss Intal. Can you please read it?
Don't go to the concert if you don't want to.
Okay, so don't go to the concert if you don't want to. So okay, based on the sentence, Miss Intal, what is your observation?
Based on that sentence po, it's a negative sentence
Mm-hmm.
because the word don't
Mm-hmm.
following the verb is a negative clause po.
Okay, very good, Miss Intal. And now for this rule, the word infinitive or the word to, just like this, the word to cannot be dropped if we have the word don't or the negative clause following the verb go. So don't go to the concert if you don't want to. So we don't need to drop the to because we can just say don't go to the concert if you don't want. But because it is a negative clause, it has a negative clause with a don't word. We don't need to drop the infinitive and the verb want to, just like this. So there we go. So this is the negative clause, the don't, and the to is our infinitive clause, or I don't if you don't want to. So there we go. So also the verb here, just like what we are talking about earlier, the want and would like, there was always infinitive and after the word want. There you go, with an. So I hope that you learn for that rules of infinitives. And now let's now proceed for our exercises so that we can test if you learn something on our class. So this is a short infinitive exercise. There you go. So for the first sentences, can you please analyze the sentence? And can you please choose what infinitive or infinitive clause shall be used in the sentence? Yes, Miss Ruby?
Yes po, sir. Do you go to Spain every year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we used to. Letter B, sir. We
Oh,
used to.
okay. Thank you so much for that. Ruby, yeah, you're correct. So for the shortening infinitive exercise, we should use here in the sentence the used to. Okay, to shortening the infinitive. And for another one, for this, can you please read the sentence for us, Christine? And can you please also identify what is the word or what is the infinitive clause in the sentence?
She isn't paid much, but she ought to be. Letter B
Uh,
po.
okay. So since let's go back. Since it has containing the word isn't or the verb be, we should um we should use the word to be or the full infinitive clause in a sentence. There you go. So, yes, Miss Ruby, can you please read this and can you please identify and tell us what is the infinitive use here?
Do you want to go to the festival?
Hmm.
I would like to.
Okay, so that's correct. Yep, correct. Letter A. So, yep, correct. The answer is letter A. I'd like to. So, do you want to go to the festival? The answer is A. I'd like to. Okay. So, for the last exercise, can you please read it for us, Christine, and answer it for a while?
Do you want to cook tonight? I'd prefer not to. Letter A po.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Yep, you're correct. So, all of you are very good. Thank you so much for participating in our class, and I hope that you learn very well. And our discussion for today, which is the shortening infinitive. Thank you so much, everyone. And before we end our discussion, can everyone please turn on their cameras so that we can document our presentation for today. Okay, so can you please turn on your camera, guys? Okay, so I see Miss Christine Dugang. Okay, and also Miss Ruby. Okay, so I will take a screenshot. Smile. One, two, three, smile. Okay, thank you so much for that. Now you can close your camera. And to end up this discussion, let's close this presentation with a prayer. Okay, so let's pray. Lord, thank you so much for all of our learnings on today's lesson, Lord. And thank you so much that we did great today. And also, thank you so much, Lord, and continue to guide us and bless everyone. And this is our prayer in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, thank you so much, guys, and have a great day ahead. And this is the end of our discussion. Bye for now.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much
sir.
po.
Okay, bye. Thank you.